You're watching Everfree Radio. How you doing, everybody out there? This is your pal Dusty from the West Coast here in San Jose, California, having me a cider after I went to the gym today. Had a good workout. My boy Jack's Blade rubbing off on me. How y'all doing? We're having a wonderful time out here because we have a wonderful entertainer with us tonight. He does a little bit of everything, so we got plenty to talk about. And that would be Mr. Vincent Tong. Vincent!
What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Dusty. How are you?
Yes. How's Vancouver today?
It's typical Vancouver weather.
Oh, really?
If you can guess what that is.
Rainy and cold?
Yeah. Cloudy. We don't really know what the sun is at this point, but I'm sure it exists somewhere.
Well, it is Canadian winter.
Exactly.
As it is. Whistler's not too far from you guys, right? Going a little snowboard.
Yeah, it's like two and a half hours or
2.5
2
hours.
hours.
You snowboard? You snowboard?
Yeah, I snowboard. Yeah.
Ooh, dude.
I do.
We'll have to go snowboarding together, man. That's my gig.
Yeah, you do it too?
Oh yeah, man.
Nice. Where do you go?
I go to Sierra Tahoe, and I go to Bear Valley Mountain. So I got to get out. Got to get out this year because it's been a little busy. But yeah, I'm itching to go. So
yeah, you got to take advantage of it.
Oh, I know, man. It's like 2 years ago was the last time I went, and I'm like itching. And we had this huge mass of snow on the West Coast. And it was like driving. It was going over Highway 4, and like the snow was like 3 times the height of my car.
Wow.
They like plowed like a car width tunnel through the snow, and it was like, I hope this doesn't fall.
Yeah.
While going up to get my ski in, that was all kinds of fun. Oh, let me get your headshot up here so everybody knows the beautiful looks of what you look like. Oh, yes.
What is this? What is that?
What is that? That's your headshot, man.
Headshot's up there.
Yeah, your headshot's up there with the scraggly beard and the.
With the scraggly beard.
The scraggly beard.
I know. I have nothing on your mustache.
Oh no! I'm sure. I'm sure if you get the right part, we would see Chinese Kung Fu master out of you.
You know what, man? That's like the most facial hair I've ever had in my whole life right there. I tried so hard. Every night I would like go, and little hairs would pop out, but that's all I got.
Yeah. So we're going to get back. We're going to give a little list of what Mr. Vincent Tong has done in his career. Going way back.
Way back.
You started out as a dancer, of all things.
Well, sort of like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah?
It's kind of weird. I sort of like landed into this kind of dance world.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was, my sister did Chinese folk dancing.
Oh, okay.
We were like, I have a twin sister.
Nice. I'm a twin myself.
Yeah, and she was dancing, when we were like grade 6 and grade 7, and she bet me. She's like, "You would never do something like that." I'm like, "Sure, I would. I would totally do it." She's like, "I bet you $1 you won't do it." I'm like, "Fine." So I got $1, and I went into Chinese dance.
Nice.
And I did it for a year, and then people found out. And at that age, you get teased a lot, and you actually care about what people think.
Right.
So I sort of quit it after a year of it, which was very unfortunate.
Yeah, because you got some jobs out of that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
dancer
and
in
then
2 different
later on in
movies.
life, I sort of picked it back up
Hmm.
and then sort of made a little bit of a career out of it. So, it was
Yeah,
nice.
and then from there you started going into a little bit of live action.
Hmm.
So you've been in a bunch of live action shows, some that our wonderful audience might actually know. Caprica, the Battlestar
Yeah.
Galactica spinoff. You were in an episode of that,
Yes. Yeah. I
and
just did one episode of that. Yeah.
and then Fringe, which was an awesome show.
Hmm.
One episode of that, and then Flashpoint, which was a Canadian crime drama, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Canadian crime drama. So a lot of live action before you actually went into voice, correct?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I did a lot of theater, musical theater, actually.
Okay.
I mean, that stuff you probably can't find on the internet.
No, I can't find that on the internet. But
I did a lot of musical theater, and I still do some.
I
and,
did see this really great picture of you and 4 other guys with the jazz hands out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know what
That could be a plethora of shows.
that could be a plethora of shows. It's
They'll
like
do jazz hands and shows.
yeah. And then we went into a lot of different voiceover work from Kid versus Cat,
Yeah.
which is a wonderful show. Screwball's a big fan of that show. Lego Ninjago, is that what it's called? Ninjago?
Yeah, Ninjago. Yeah.
Ninjago, you play Kai. Was that a bad guy?
No, he's like the good guy. He's
Oh,
like
is he?
when the first season it was mainly about Kai and finding himself,
Mhm.
and then he finds out that he needs to find his sister, gets captured,
Right.
and then three other ninjas come in, and then they become this group. They form this group, and they battle evil.
Speaking of battling evil, we're coming to one later on. We're going to talk about battling evil. I
Okay.
got one for then you go into Death Note. Wow. That's an
Mhm.
awesome show that is.
Oh my gosh, such a fun show.
Yeah, that's a fun show. And then you worked on Iron Man Armored Adventures. You were
Yeah.
Gene Con and the Mandarin.
Yes.
Uh,
This is really scary that you know all this stuff.
Voltron Force.
Yes.
Played Daniel in Voltron Force. Now, I am a huge Ghost in the Shell fan. Huge
Mhm.
Ghost in the Shell fan. So you played many different characters on Ghost in the Shell SAC second gig from my research that I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we'll talk a bit about that. And then you worked with our great friends Lee Tokar and Andrew Francis on this one show, which I didn't even believe was actually made, called Sushi Pack.
Oh yeah.
The crime fighting sushi.
Sushi. That was my very first cartoon, actually.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
my very
wow.
first
Tell me a
cartoon.
bit about this show because I'm going, how does that work?
Well, it's a show. Oh man, it's so long ago now, but
What?
they're sushi. They're pieces of sushi, and they fight bad sushi, I guess. And I was a bad sushi.
Sort of like Fish Police, way back in the day. There was a comic book called Fish Police that I used to call.
Oh,
It was
okay.
kind of neat.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly like that.
yeah, exactly like it. Not really, but
Not at all like that. But
Not at
yeah,
all
it
like
was it was a fun show, and it was my very first show. And working with such great talent, such as Andrew and
Mhm.
Sam Vincent was on
Sam
there. I
Vincent
don't know
was
if you
there.
know him, and Tara Strong actually.
She was on that show.
Well.
Yeah, she wasn't on the list on the IMDb.
Oh really? Yeah,
for some reason.
it was my very first cartoon, and I was like, oh, Tara Strong. I'm like, I don't know anybody, so I don't really know. But she was in L.A.
Uh-huh.
and she's Canadian,
Right.
But she works in LA all the
Yes,
time.
she
But she
does.
actually came up for a few records, which was really cool to see her and work with her.
Which is amazing. I'll get into one of my other questions later.
Sure.
So, and then you did video games. The biggest one that I knew of was Sleeping Dogs, which was the gangster Southeast Asia.
That's
game.
right. Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. I played that game.
Yeah.
It was kind of a cool game.
Nice.
And then Shank 2, which I know nothing about.
Yeah, it's Shank it's a pretty gruesome kind of great game. It's a friend of mine actually. He has this company called Clee Entertainment in Vancouver, and he asked me, since I was doing a lot of voiceovers, he asked me if I wanted to voice direct, and I was like, oh, cool.
Ooh, really?
So I did voice direction on that show, and I did some voices as well as cast the show. I brought in some people, and so it was a great project. It was really fun.
Voice direction must have been a lot more fun.
Yeah, it's just like it's fun bossing people around. No, I'm joking. No, it's great. It's so fun because you learn so much as an actor, but you learn even more behind the glass.
Oh yeah.
You see exactly what people want, and even though I was working with like such professionals like Michael Dobson,
Hmm.
and being able to voice direct him and going like, oh, this is why he works all the time, because he gives
Right.
the producers, he gives the client exactly what they want.
Hmm.
This is what they want, and I'm like, wow, okay. So it was a huge learning process for me too, and very, very grateful for that opportunity.
Cool. You've been doing this for an awful long time now. How old are you actually? I didn't catch that.
I am years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. That's how old I
Nice.
am.
Nice. But you've been doing this for a very long time. What, I mean, other than your sister, trying to get a buck out of you for dancing, what really
Yeah.
got you into wanting to do musical theater and movies? What was the driving force that really, you really wanted to do this?
Well, I think I always was like the class clown,
Hmm.
always making jokes and making people laugh and doing different impressions as a kid. And then I got to high school and I was like, I'm not like totally diagnosed, but I think I'm a bit ADD.
Okay.
So I'm just like bouncing off the walls and like, can't really concentrate in school very well. And then someone's like, oh, you should take drama. I'm like, really? Okay, sure, I'll try it out. And I had a lot of fun in that class. And then my teacher, my high school drama teacher, gave me a scene study project, and it was Tony and Riff's scene from West Side Story. I don't know if
Okay.
you're familiar
Yep.
with that show.
Yep.
But there's a very beginning scene, and Riff is trying to convince Tony, and I was playing the part of Tony, to go to the dance. And then I'm like, cool, there's a scene, and then I'm like, oh, what's this part at the end? It's a song, and I'm like, I don't have to sing the song, right? And she's like, yeah, you do. I'm like, that's not fair. No one else has to sing the song. I'm not singing in front of anybody. She's like, okay, well, don't have to sing it then. I'm like, great. She's like, yeah, but you'll fail. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right. So I was like, this is so humiliating. I can't believe I'm actually going to do this. Like, I knew I could sing,
Uh-huh.
but I never really sung in front of anyone
Right.
like that before. So I was like, sucked it up, and I did the scene, and I sang the song, and I felt great up there, but I was just so nervous,
Mm-hmm.
doing something you've never done before.
Oh, absolutely.
And I went off stage, and I remember the lights going black, and there was just silence. And I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. And then like maybe 3 seconds later, just everyone was screaming. And I was like, what? That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
So afterwards, everyone just, was very complimentary and was like, I didn't know you could sing like that, and that was amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then, so my teacher sort of saw some potential in me,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of guided me towards doing musical theater school and to do these little summer camp shows. And so, yeah, that's sort of where it started. So I owe a lot of the origins of my career to her.
Cool. Absolutely cool. I've got sort of the same thing. I've been doing this, obviously.
Mm.
For
Yeah.
a little while, and I've always been a singer myself. I went in a choir in 9th grade, and I like to sing. I like to karaoke and stuff. And I've got my voice teacher, who's a very good friend of mine, does musical theater here in San Jose, and
Cool.
she's been trying to like boot me in the butt. It's like, come on, you need to do like chorus or something. You just need to get out there and try it. And it's like this spring, I'm going, maybe I should go, just give it a shot.
Yes, you definitely should.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like drag her and say, okay, what do you got? What should I do? So,
Nice.
Yeah.
What are your songs? What do you like to sing?
Oh, I like to sing rock, my boy. I'm a
Rock.
heavy rock singer. Oh yeah.
I like to rock!
But when I was in choir in 9th grade,
Yeah.
I was the only bass voice in 60, and I stuck out like a sore thumb. So the teacher had to actually write me parts, and
Really?
we did The Rose. I know you know that song.
Yes.
And of course, there were 4 of us doing a solo
Mhm.
at the start of the song. So I had to get out of the 60 people, set up with 4 people in front of all the auditorium and sing this 4-part harmony to the beginning of The Rose. It was like, I'm gonna die. Yeah. And of course I cracked, but it was all right. It was all right. But I love going to sing karaoke and doing, Nazareth and Megadeth and all this other stuff. Just having a great time. Just get out there and belt it.
Awesome.
Okay. Next question. You've been a dancer, live actor, and a voice actor. All the stuff. What is your favorite thing to do as an entertainer? The one thing that you love to just go do out of all this stuff.
Oh, you know what? I get asked that question a lot.
Mhm.
And I don't think I can. I don't think I can answer that, but this is what I'll say, because I do love everything so much. I love every aspect of what I get to do, and that's why I do it. Because that's my goal in life, is to do what I want to do.
Oh, absolutely.
And to enjoy what I do. So I'm very lucky and very grateful that I have so many different venues that I can, go towards. But like as a kid, I've always wanted to be a cartoon character. So now I'm like actually living the dream. Yeah. And then, we watch TV and we watch films and we're like, well, I want to be on TV. So I get to do that as well. But there's something about live theater that is just so beautiful and magical. And it's so cheesy to think about, like, it's magical, but it's not.
But it is.
It is. It absolutely is. When you step on that stage, I remember when I was doing Mamma Mia in Toronto. Okay. And I was understudying Pepper, one of the lead dancer guys, and he has this big scene where he has to they sing "Does Your Mother Know?" and he does this whole dance solo and is kind of wooing the older lady. And I was so freaked out because it was my first time on. And I remember my heart was beating so fast, and I was walking on the little platform to go outside into the stage. And once the lights hit you, it's like, boom, it's just calmness. Yeah. And you're just like so in control, and you know that everyone's eyes are on you, just waiting to see what you're going to say. And it's just such a powerful, beautiful moment that you can't really capture like that in that way on film or in the voiceover world.
The first time I went to a play was Cats. First, nice. and the thing was, I'd never gone to a theater, right? And I never went to see any of the things that came through. Oh, I'm a theater, right? So a girlfriend took me to see. Well, you'll like this. You'll like Cats. Cats is cool. Come and watch this. And I was enthralled. I was enthralled. I mean, I'm going, yeah, fine. I'm sitting back in my chair, and all of a sudden, it's like the lights go up, and the first song hits, and I'm going, no way. That is so cool. And then we went to see Lion King. And it was like, oh yeah, I like theater. I like theater now. Lion King is awesome. It transforms you, right? It's like, it does. Like films, they can entrance you and you're in their world, but theater, you are physically in their world, and then your perception is just like, you are living in the world of the Lion King or the Cats. Right? Yeah, exactly. And the costuming and the sets and how it changes and you're sitting there, it's like it's live. It's like if that actor or that singer screws up, it's like you're part of that world. With a film, they can go back and retake it, whatever, until they get it right. But film sometimes gets a bit contrived that way. Yeah. And that's why I say, like, I think the love of the theater is always going to be there. Yeah. Okay, let's go to voiceover work. Okay. What is your favorite type of voiceover? Is it anime redub, ensemble cast in a room? Do you do narration for books? Is there something about a certain aspect of the voiceover work that you like over others?
Well, I'll tell you what I love and I'll tell you what I hate. Okay. Hate's a strong word. Maybe I'll use not like as much. Dubbing is really hard. I find it really, really hard. It's extremely difficult for me because it's sort of like you're following the bouncing ball. You're in there, you have your cans on, and you're looking at a screen, and you have your script on your stand, and you're waiting for the beeps, and then you have to watch the mouth and watch your script and read everything in the same time. If it takes a stop and a pause, you have to pause. I'm like, it's so confusing. I was terrible at it. Death Note was super, super fun, but it was difficult for me. So I would say that's not my favorite dubbing, but and I admire the people that can do it, in one take. There's some people that are just phenomenal at it. Like Scott McNeil is amazing at it. These guys just blast in there and they're like done within an hour. But what I do love is I love doing like character voices. I love the character, different voices that I don't get to do often, and I'm very grateful, but I get cast in these roles that are just my voice, and I'm like, I want to do the fun stuff. Like Lee's like repertoire is amazing, and he does all the fun, like goofy, crazy characters. I'm like, I want to try that. But they're so good that it's like, of course you're gonna, consider Lee, before anybody else, right? Because those guys are just geniuses.
They're so good at Vincent, my gosh. I had Lee on this program, and I swear to God, I talked to 15 different people.
Exactly.
You know.
And like Trevor Duvall too. Like those guys just like they just rattle it off. It was crazy when I was first. I remember my very first day in the studio,
hmm
and there was Scott McNeil, Andrew Francis, Sam Vincent, Brian. I think Brian Drummond was in there,
hmm
and no, maybe not Brian Drummond. Brian Dobson was there, and all these people were just. They were like comedians. They were all so funny, and they were all like trying to. Probably subconsciously trying to top each other with funniness. And I'm like, this is crazy. I was just sitting here. Everyone is hilarious. Everyone's doing a crazy accent. And then when someone's Scottish, the other person goes Japanese. The other person's like Simpsons character. I'm like, what is going on here? This is a crazy world. I was so intimidated. So intimidated.
Wow.
But it was a learning process.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you a huge sci-fi fan?
No.
No,
I'm not.
Really?
No.
Wow. But the work on Fringe and Caprica was like, was it exciting to be on those shows, being that they're so huge in sci-fi?
You know what? The funny thing is, it's like I know everyone was like, "Oh, you're on Fringe. That's great. You're on Caprica." I really, to be honest, I don't really watch those kind of shows.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's a great honor to be, accepted and to be a part of that show. But no, I can say I'm not really a big sci-fi fan.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to disappoint.
No worries. No, everybody knows. Everybody does what they do.
Yeah.
Speaking of Canadian TV versus, say, American TV, you got Caprica and you got Fringe, which are huge American shows.
Yes.
But then you've got the Canadian shows you've been on. Is there a difference in production between, say, an American show and a Canadian show? Is there different ways they do things? Is it quicker? Is there what's like the different things?
Yeah, I think the things that you've listed out are very true. They are, quicker, or they're bigger production. They have more money. Americans have more money when they come up to Vancouver. And, they get tax breaks. And that's a big thing that we've been talking about over here in BC is the tax incentives and the tax breaks that we are lacking in comparison to Ontario and Montreal. So, to answer your question, I think, yes, I think Canadian productions are done. The crew that we work up with over here in Vancouver are amazing. Regardless, the crew in BC, they're phenomenal. Toronto as well. Really, really fun, good people and hard workers. It's just sometimes they have more money in America. So when they come up here and they start shooting things, if they don't like something, we can go for 14 hours. We can go for 16 hours. Right. That's okay. But if you're on a CBC show up here, that's Canadian, right. Like we got to wrap things up because we can't spend that much money paying so many actors overtime and so many crew people overtime. Right. So I think that's a huge factor.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. What about you yourself? We already talked about the sci-fi thing, but what are your favorite types of movies, shows, plays? What really turns your crank? What do you really like?
I love action. I like comedy stuff. Like 21 Jump Street. Yeah. Was hilarious. I love that movie. I saw it on the plane ride coming back home, and I just thought this is so underrated. I don't think people talked about it that much, and I thought it was hilarious. I guess like kind of crime stuff. I don't know.
Hill Street Blues and all that kind of stuff. My parents were Hill Street Blues freaks when I was a kid. Oh yeah. So we always watched Hill Street Blues. All those old cop shows, which makes me not like cop shows these days.
Right. I know. Yeah, they get a bit repetitive for me.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
TV, I liked, I used to just watch old Seinfeld reruns. That's all I watched. And Family Guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do a lot of Futurama in this house. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, we watch a lot of Futurama around here. Speaking of cartoons and watching stuff like that, have you watched any of the My Little Pony shows? The ones you were in, any of the series?
Yeah, I watched the one that I was in, and I've watched the clips that people are sending me on Twitter, and I'm like, how do you find this stuff? But you know what? I don't think I have that channel.
Oh yeah, the hub isn't in Canada yet.
I think you have to. Yeah, so I've only seen I think my episode where I played Prince Blue Blood.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Oh, you haven't seen the Garble episode?
No, I haven't.
Oh, come on, people, get on it.
I think I saw a clip of it. I saw a little clip of it, and that was like weird because it didn't sound like my voice.
Oh, really? You know, now that we were talking together, that this is the first time I've heard your voice. I'm going, he played Garble? Really?
Yeah.
They must have done something really weird to his voice.
Yeah, I think they totally morphed the voice. Because when I first auditioned for it, they were like, he's like this dragon. He's sort of like one of the bad dragons trying to get Spike to prove that he's a dragon, putting him on all these tasks. And I was like, okay, cool. Okay. And so I researched Spike. I'm like, oh, he's young. So I guess I got to be young. So then, like, the whole time, like, my voice was like this. I was like, come on, Spike. Prove it. Prove that you're not a pony. And I was like, okay. So then when I went to do the thing, I was like talking like this the whole time. But I watched a little clip of it, because that's all I could find. I'm like, that don't sound like me.
I think they just deepened it.
Yeah, so they went all like
it had that same pacing that you just did, but I think they just put a deep in it.
Yeah,
you know?
So I think they sort of morphed it because maybe they had a different idea. Because I don't even think I saw a picture reference of what he's supposed to look like. So maybe they made him larger because I remember him being a bit bigger, right? Yeah,
he was one of the bigger ones. He was more like the buff, bigger, red dragon leader kind of guy.
Well, then they got that part right.
Yes. Oh, let's see. Do I have any more questions here before we go to break? Hobbies. Did we talk about your hobbies?
No.
I mean, we talked about snowboarding. You like to snowboard. What are the kind of things that peak your time when you're not actually acting?
I like to keep active. I like to do a lot of active things, and actually, I kind of rolled my ankle yesterday. I was doing some gymnastics. And I was doing this like kind of handstand twist kind of thing over a block and twisted too much while my foot stayed still. So just twisted it a bit. But yeah, I like to do gymnastics. I like to do flips and stuff. I really like mountain rock climbing, like indoor rock climbing, outdoor when I can. And I'm into motorcycles.
Me too.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Just getting back into cycling. Just getting back into bicycles. So.
Oh yeah. Good.
I actually built my own. I used to, when I went to Motorcycle Mechanics Institute, I actually worked as a bicycle mechanic. So I actually took a bunch of different parts and built like a 1986 Schwinn high-end race bike, which I still have. So I'm sort of like getting that out, dusting it off.
Good.
I mean, it's still got the shift levers down on the down tube. It's that old.
I don't even know what that means, but I believe it.
Yes. But so we get back out to there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to segue that into our new segment, which is Jack's Blade 07 is going to be bringing you all the exercise tips every week. Hopefully it's every week. We tried this before and I only got one video, so Jack's, get on it. So here is his second video. Going to teach you guys about exercise, and we'll be right back after the video so that you out there in TV land can ask Vincent all your questions. We'll get Screwy in the chat, and we'll be back in just a few, so don't go nowhere.
Yeah! Hey, man. Hey, girls. Trying to build some muscle, cut that fat? I got the workout for you. Enjoy. Thanks, Dusty, for that. Hey, guys. Jack's Blade 07 here with another fitness tip for you all trying to get in shape for the summer. You know, when all those conventions are coming around and it's going to be hot and you got to walk around in little, shirts and stuff like that and your t-shirts. You want that sleeve to be filled out, this good, nice. What I'm talking about? Well, anyways, here's a nice little workout that'll help you out. Now, this thing, it's real quick. It only should take you like 20 or 30 minutes to do it. It's rather intense, so if you have problems, go to the doctor first. But I believe in y'all. I believe in y'all. You can do this. You can do this. I can do it. Everyone can do this. Just work to it. This is a gradual building step. You know what I'm talking about? But anyways, here we go. Alright, so the circuit's going to be like this. You're going to do a 10-set circuit of 4 exercises. And what I basically mean by that, you're going to do 4 exercises back to back to back. And you're going to rest about, at the very end of that last exercise, you're going to rest about 30 to 60 seconds. Because we're trying to get that heart rate up and cut that fat. I would show you my app right now, but I just ate breakfast, so they're kind of not as good. And I'm going to keep cutting so I can put the pictures up and be like, model pose. But anyways, back to it. Alright, the first move you're going to start off with is diamond push-ups, okay? If you can't do diamond push-ups yet, get on your knees and just gradually start doing them. And then when you feel stronger, start doing them. And then I want you to do about 10 reps. Something good that, because you're going to be doing 10 sets of this, so it's going to be a lot of work. You're going to be doing 10 sets of these, so I don't want you to burn yourself out in like the first 3 sets. Either on your knees or straight, because that really helps like get the tricep, you know, the nice little thing right there going. Second exercise you're going to do is burpees. These are one of the best exercises you do. This is full body movement, and they're fun too. Well, actually they kind of get hell after, you know, 5 sets, but I believe in you guys. So you're going to do about, say, well, since I don't know your fitness level, so if you can do like, I'd say start off with about 3, but if you can increase to like, I'd say 8, and then do that, then you'd be getting a great workout in. But also, it's just one of the best body movements you could do if you're just trying to get that nice cut feeling. But you also got to eat clean. You can't do one of these and not just think, oh, I can't do it. Okay, you got to eat clean too. Third exercise, jump squats. So you're basically just going to have your hands behind your head and then just squat down low and jump up. So a lot of people had seen the video of me box jumping. They were like, hey Jax, what do you do to increase your power when it's already over 9,000? This is a great exercise for that. Also help get your calves nice and your quads nice, and also burn fat like a mother bucker. Yeah, I said buck. You can keep that. Final thing will be plyometric push-ups, okay? And this is just, you know, to get that, you know, explosiveness, help build those muscle fibers better. Like, since, you know, this is a home workout, you have no weights to do this, so you're just going to be pushing yourself off. Again, like I said, if you can't do them normally, just start off doing them on your knees, and then just push up and do it. Hey guys, that's a workout if you want to try it. I love doing it. It's one of my favorite cardio things, or hit, if I don't feel like doing or running or jogging. Like, it really helps burn fat and helps like put noticeable muscle definition on your arms. But I digress. It's time to jax it out. And if you guys need any help or assistance, just follow me on Twitter, ask me questions, I'll answer them. Like my Facebook page. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where I'll upload some special videos coming that they're going to be, I'm pretty sure you'll be entertained because I've been working on them. But I digress. Later to my Z fans, bro to my bronies, especially to my Pegasus out there. How you girls doing? Especially you, Celestia. See. But anyways, later guys. Dusty, take it away.
And we're back with Mr. Vincent Tong and Screwball.
How's it going?
How you doing, Scree?
All right. Internet issues, as always.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I don't think it's my internet. It's my computer.
I think it is.
Say again?
I think it is. We're going to get that new computer to you real soon.
Yeah. Real soon, I'm hoping.
Yep. And up over my shoulder, dun, 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 is Burn Angle's gift to you, which is Screwball. Screwball on his computer with his mouse in his mouth. And Discord pony, or John Delancey pony on the monitor.
Aw.
Yep. So that's for you. It's going to be on the mail tomorrow.
Goodie.
Yay.
Oh, I'm excited for that. I'll get another picture to frame. Goodie.
That's cool. So what do we got for questions?
Oh, we got many. This one I better forget about. Question is to you, Dusty, from Pink Pearl Apple. She wants to know if it's right. She's going to be sending us Valentine's cards, and she was wondering if a Luna card is perfectly fine with you, since there's no cheer cards.
Perfectly fine. Yes, Luna cards are perfectly fine. Thank you for sending me one. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so onwards. This one is from Imperius. A question for Mr. Tong. If you could revoice any character in a show, who would it be? Pony.
If I could revoice any character in a show?
Great. If you could revoice any character on My Little Pony, which would it be?
Oh. Let me think. Not just a character that I then.
Yeah, any character. Any character you would think would be fun.
I think Applejack.
Ooh. Applejack?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's because Ashley does that voice, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love how raspy her voice is, and she gets to do a little southern drawl, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Next.
Yeah, Ashley and I used to we used to dance and sing in a performance choir together.
Ooh.
Yeah, way back when.
You get all the news here first, people. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Ashley Ball go way back.
Way back.
Lots of fun.
Ashley will be here in my house on the 11th.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Sweet.
Hey Ocean is touring.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so busy.
Uh-huh.
She is so busy. We're on another cartoon together, and she's like never there.
Oof.
I'm like, come back.
Is she doing
Play
her?
with
She
us.
doing her lines from the road?
She comes back, like she flies back, I think, to record it just like a pickup session by
Uh-huh.
herself. So she'll just do all her lines, but we don't get to play with her, which sucks. But then she gets to play with other people around the world, so
Around the
that's good
world.
for her.
Yes.
We have to share her.
Mm-hmm. She's so awesome.
She is. She's great. I love her.
Next.
You ready for this, Dusty? This question is from James.
James Justice.
Question is, what are some rock songs you want to see a pony version of?
Say that again, Screw, because I didn't even catch it.
Thanks. Question is, what are some pony songs you want to see? What are some rock songs you want to see pony versions of?
Rockstar Ponies?
Rock songs that I want to see pony versions of.
Yeah, that's it. Rock songs.
Don't Stop Believin'.
Oh my.
How about Bohemian Rhapsody? The
Yep.
great anthems
Yep.
of rock and roll.
Yep.
Or Bicycle. They
Oh
could
yeah,
ride
bicycle.
bicycles.
Bicycle race. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So that, or maybe even a rock version of the Grand Galloping Gala.
That's been done.
Really?
Yes, a number of
Someone's
times.
got to send that to me
Yeah.
because that song was in my head for so long after Andrea sang it. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh. I'm just in my house going, Grand Galloping Gala.
Yes. There's a rock version of that. I'm actually working on a heavy metal album with Bronified of show songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right now.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm working on Winter Wrap Up as we speak.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Busy man.
Yep, that's going to be awesome.
Alright.
Next.
This one is from Weapon Tolerate. Question is, for you, Vincent, do you plan on going to Brony conventions this year?
Do I plan on going on to any
Brony conventions.
You know what? I'm so wanting to go because all my friends are going,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, please get me out to one of these things. So I've spoken to my agent about it, and I think we're sort of in the works of hoping to go to a few,
Okay.
but nothing's officially confirmed. But if you guys have any power of getting me out there, I would love to come and meet you guys because I think you guys are awesome.
Awesome.
And,
we'll see what we can do from our end.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to. I mean, it seems like so much fun, and meeting the people would be so much fun. Meeting the bronies.
Well,
It'd be so much
people want to meet Prince Blue Blood. They do.
My goodness. Do they really?
Yes,
He's got such an attitude, though.
he does. You know, in one of my videos, I punched him.
How dare you!
Yes.
That is not allowed!
I think, you know, I can put my hooves on anybody I want.
Oh, not if I have my guards with me. Guards! They're not coming. Okay, punch away.
Yes. But he was so fun. Prince Blue Blood was so much fun.
He was a fun character.
Yeah, it is.
That was a fun one. I auditioned for that at my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they asked for an MP3. I think that was my very first audition for My Little Pony. And so I just laid down a track. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they're doing My Little Pony again.
Cool.
And then laid it down, and I was like, and got it, and I was like, cool. So, and then I learned about this whole brony thing, and I was like, this is awesome. This is amazing.
That's cool. Next, Scurry.
This question's kind of relevant. Is a preliminary question is to Vincent. Which role do you find more fun? Out of all roles you did in My Little Pony, which one do you find to be the most enjoyable?
I definitely think Prince Blue Blood was the funnest because you get to be something that you're not usually. You get to be an arrogant kind of guy, and he was just such a pansy. He was such a pansy.
Oh, he was.
And talking about the fritters, dumplings, common carnival fare. It was just such fun, delicious words to say in that kind of attitude.
Yes.
So I thought that was really, really fun. Although playing Garble was really fun too, because, you know, he was such a different voice, and even though they kind of morphed the voice when it came out, it was a really fun character. And to work with Kathy Westlick in that episode a lot was really fun.
Yeah, Kathy's such a nice
What about
lady.
what about favorite voices? This is from Woman Power. What about favorite voices outside of Pony?
What was that question?
Favorite voices outside of Pony that you've done?
That I've done?
Yeah.
Kid versus Cat, I would think would have to be my ultimate
Yes.
favorite voice to do. Because it's so ridiculous.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody's watched it. I know that you mentioned Screwball, you're a fan of it.
Screwy.
Love it.
But for those who don't know, I play the part of Henry. And Henry sort of sound like this. He was very brazen kind of guy. He lived next door to Bert Burtenberger, who was played by Trevor Duvall. Now he's okay. But yeah, man, like his catchphrase was "up your face." Which is, and the audition was hilarious because they brought in, I guess they were like, okay, we have to be politically correct when casting this role, so let's bring in all the Asian actors in town. So they brought in, it was 4 of us, and I went in the room and I was like asking for an Asian accent, and I've never seen the show before. They're like, yeah, just a slight Asian accent. So I talk like this, and kind of just a little bit of an accent. Then like, can you go bigger? And I was like, okay, sure. So maybe a bit of a thicker accent, maybe talk like this. And I'm like, they're like, maybe a bit bigger. I'm like, holy cow. So I just went crazy. I was like, hello, how's this? Everything is yelling. They're like, perfect. That's it. So from then on, like, every single line is yell as hard as you can. And it's funny.
Ancient Chinese secret.
I know. Now it's out. So that's definitely, it's got to be one of the funnest voices, and to get away with it,
Yeah,
to get away with,
and to get away with
doing
it.
that, so crazy. Yeah, there you go.
That made my day.
Good. I'm glad.
So question is from Claire Runner. For you, Dusty, question is, are you looking forward to Las Pegasus?
Who isn't? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna stop right now and go through the announcement, okay? Because they just announced more people. Even more people, okay, this week. Andrea Libman herself, Michelle Creeber, Britt McKillop, Princess Cadence, which now you're going to have Cadence and Shining Armor are going to be in the same room again for the first time since Candlelight Gardens. Kathy Westluck, Tabitha St. Germain, who doesn't get out of Canada all that often, and, of course, M.A. Larson will be there for Friday only. So, yes, big update. It's going to be huge. And that is, again, February 22nd through 24th, the Riviera on the Strip downtown in Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you aren't going, you should be.
I want to go.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I got an in.
Get this man.
I got an in. We'll see what we can do.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Full straight because, dude, I want to be in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You'll see me running around with a little Canadian cape and be like, "Yay,
Yes.
support Canada!" Yay.
Captain
You'd
Canada.
be like, support Canada, eh?
Oh no, you said it. Oh.
No, I'm the one who came from Michigan. I say A.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in a house that was across the river from Canada. So basically, I could swim to Canada if I wanted to. Yep, Ontario.
Ontario.
Next.
Is from Kevin Gap.
Kevin.
Question for Vincent is, what was the most weird voice acting audition?
Weird voice acting audition.
Yeah.
The first one that comes to mind is I did one for Barbie, and it was for this hot dog Ateria guy, they called him, and they were like, we want him Swedish. And I was like, okay. So then I did this Swedish accent, and I'm like, what the heck is a Swedish accent? So I went on YouTube and I was researching, and I'm like, these guys just sort of sound British.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do as authentic as they want, and doing it to the best of my ability. And they're like, no, just do more Swedish. And I'm like, So then I started talking like the Swedish chef from the Muppets.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, that's more like it. I'm like, that's totally not it, but okay. And then I actually got the part because I had this other part in the DVD. And then they gave me this hot dogatiri guy. And then we kept going through different accents because they were like, one person would be like, that's way too Swedish. And that's not Swedish at all. And I'm like, you're trying to get a Chinese guy to do a Swedish accent. You're not going to get too far. No. So we did a whole bunch of different ones. I started talking with an Irish accent. And then with like, I don't even know if I did like a Jamaican accent or something. But I ended up with sort of like my rendition of Mexican accent, and then they went with that. So it's pretty funny what sometimes gets written down in the description of your audition gets totally changed once you're in the room. Yeah. And you've done all your research, and then it just goes out the window.
Out.
Yes.
Excuse me. Next.
Oh, so this one is from Rasbro.
From what?
Rasbro.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, Jesus.
Hasbro's watching my show. Stop swearing.
Stop swearing.
Buy some apples.
The question is, for you, Vincent, have you ever found yourself voicing past characters you've done when you're on your own?
Wow, that's a really cool question. Yeah, I think so. I think I kind of use that Prince Blueblood one sometimes when I'm like driving. Like, oh yes, that's nice. Well, look at you. Hello. You look nice. That's a nice shirt. Even though Prince Blueblood wouldn't say stuff like that, but yeah, I think I do. I don't. I think I do it, but I don't think I'm totally aware of it. But that's a really good question. I think I'm gonna notice that a lot more now and judge myself.
There you go. Next.
So this is from Wolf X 1120. Oh boy, this question. Question is New Lunar Republic or Celestial Empire?
Wow. I wish I knew more that I could answer that question.
Here is what you need to know.
Here's the story.
Last summer, during the presidential campaign here in the United States, the princesses faced off. And the New Lunar Republic political campaign was up against the Celestial Empire.
Uh-huh.
And Luna was going to bring democracy. And she was going to bring 3 chickens in every coop. And she was going to bring all these really great things. But no. Celestia won by 1 vote. And that would be Twilight Sparkle. We're still not over it over here in the NLR. No, we're not over it yet.
Wow.
Yeah. But in what political camp would you place your flag? Would you be with the Celestial Empire? Or would you be with the rebel forces of the NLR?
I would have to plant my flag on Donut Joe's Donut Utopia because I'm going to be a bipartisan. I don't know enough to actually make an actual claim to a political party.
Yeah. So in other words, you're going with the Russian vote,
or the Green Party.
or the Green Party. There you go.
Yeah.
The Green Party. Yeah. See, Donut Joe loves that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has his own thing going on.
Donutopia.
Donutopia. Yeah, I had to who sent me that thing? I should check who sent me that clip. And I'm like, because I really didn't know if I did that guy's voice. Jordan Olin.
Yeah, Jordan. Jordan is the man. I might have to hire him as my booking agent.
No kidding. He knows a lot. And
well, yeah, he knows a lot. He knows a lot more than me sometimes.
I guess that is me. That sounds like me. That's how I talk all the time.
Yep.
Should I do this one by myself?
I mean,
in the shower.
He's a Midwestern pony. You should have got me to do that voice. I could have pulled that one out. But anyway, awesome.
Yes.
Next.
So this one is from, how do I say this name? Achinara? Achinara? I don't know. Question this group on Dust. I like this one. How do you think you do in an episode where you switch roles?
What, me and Screwball switch roles? Is that the question?
Yeah.
I don't know, Screwy. Could you handle the manliness?
I don't.
That's a good question.
I don't know. I don't know. The whole show.
Could you handle this bag of swag over here? You know.
The main question is,
sorry,
can you handle the manliness?
Can you handle manliness? I mean, could you take a swig from a stuffed Pabst beer can?
I could try, but I'm probably coughing gag for half the show.
PBB.
It'd be fun to try.
I really don't know what happened.
It would be fun to try. That's for sure.
Yeah.
April's
Well,
coming.
we have to forewarn people.
Yes.
Yes, because we're like.
Maybe
you know
we'll do it for maybe
no,
we'll do it for April Fool's Day.
It might turn into a Holocaust, and you don't know what's going to happen. But first, I need that computer.
Yes.
You know this is terrible.
Next.
So this one is from Hickory. Question for everyone: will you be at BronyCon?
I will.
I hope to be.
He hopes to be.
And I'm not sure yet.
Yes.
I can't go for. I'm either going for Everfree Northwest or BronyCon, and a lot of people have been begging me to go to BronyCon. So that I'm kind of more leaning towards that one. It's because of work issues. It's not my an issue for me, but it's enough days and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
work
know
time off.
what's strict really.
There are so many conventions in the spring. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I was just laying it out on my iPad. It's like, okay, this time off and that time off and that time off. And how many checks do I have between this one and that one? Oh my goodness. Not many. So, yeah.
1 second. Where did I put a question? Oh, here we go. So this one is from Dragoon 77777. Question for Vincent: what's your favorite part of voice acting / directing?
Oh, good question. Favorite part of voice acting is getting to do different types of voices. I think doing, like I was telling Dusty, that, I get cast a lot for my own voice, but when I get to do parts like Prince Blue Blood or Garble, where I get to ham it up a bit or go goofy, or like Henry, then that's like my favorite part. Absolutely, just going crazy. The voice directing is fun when you're just in the room, just immersed within the story of what you're trying to tell, and almost having a different kind of hand at telling the story. It's a totally different side of it. So being able to give the right direction and say the right things to get what your actor is trying to do, to get the story across. So yeah, does that answer your question?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I don't know. Yeah. It does. Here, so sorry. Question from. Wait. Yeah, a question from Univa Brony. All the shows you worked, including actually El Pony, has been the most wonderful show to work on, and grateful to be part of it the most.
Which show? Which show? Is that what?
Yeah, most wonderful to work on, or work with. Of all that you've done, including or excluding My Little Pony.
Okay. Because of my brief stint on My Little Pony, I can't say that it's so hard to gauge, but I have fun every time I'm in the room with those guys, for sure. Super fun people, and I think, but for me, the people is what makes the work fun. It doesn't really become work, and I think Iron Man, Armored Adventures was really fun cast, a great cast of really good people, and that was sort of at the beginning of my voiceover career. So I really have very fond memories of working with that cast, and doing a villain like the Mandarin, was really fun. But then again, doing Ninjago, the Spinjitzu, the Lego show, was really fun as well, because great cast once again, and a really fun character to play, and you get to do ninjutsu or spinjitsu. So
Yeah.
that's always fun. Yeah.
That's cool. The question is from Shikara Speeder, my good friend Nathan. Question is, well, he makes these amazing pony posters, and he was wondering if you like one made of either Prince Bud or Joe, your choice.
Oh my gosh,
Anyone.
that would be so cool. That'd be awesome.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
He'll definitely tweet them.
Yep.
Everyone needs to. And by the way, everyone needs to follow this guy on Twitter because he does not have enough.
Mm-hmm. He does wonderful
Freaking followers.
posters, and he's done some for the Kiki and Ami cause, and he's
Wow.
done some of me and some of Shuri, and very, very wonderful person.
Yeah, I'd be honored if you did that. So yes, thank you. Yeah.
Also, everyone should follow Vincent on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm so new on Twitter, so I don't know. I just tried this thing out because everyone was on it. I figured I got to see what this thing's all about.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, the bronies have been amazing. You know, I get like 3 people or 4 people each day. I'm like, that's amazing. I know people have like thousands of followers. I'm like, I got 200. I'm so stoked. So thank you for all the support so far, you guys. You guys are awesome.
Glad to be supported.
Mhm.
So wait. Oh, this one's from Chaotic Brony. For Vincent, are there any humorous incidences that occurred in the course of your career that you'd like to share?
What was the question again?
Have you had any humorous incidents in your career that you would like to share?
Humorous incidents.
Yes.
Oh, there was the funniest thing that I laughed my butt off to was while doing the Ninjago show. There was this really touching moment when Zane finally meets his father, and Mark Oliver was doing the voice of the father, and he had this really beautiful monologue saying like, "Son, this is what I want for you. This is why I did this. I love you." And then Michael Dobson goes, and we were just dying. We were laughing so hard. Mark was like, "Who did that? Who did that?" He was so upset that we ruined his moment. But it was so... We were like on the floor. It was such a touching moment. And it was just... and the engineers were dying in there, and they replayed it 3 times. So... The funny thing is, I mean, I would never dare do that because I feel like I'm still, you know, kind of a newbie compared to these veterans of the voice world. But he did it right after he finished his last word, so they could still use that take. But little do people know, there was an amazing fart at the end of it.
I got shit. Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny.
This is a tough question. Question from Zero Point Lover. Question is, what was your least favorite voice job?
Least favorite voice job?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is tough. Oh, man. And I think I don't know. Every voice is really, really fun. Wow. This is hard. I guess I can say radio commercials. I do radio commercials as well, like for TV or for radio, and sometimes I get these commercials that are just full of technical jargon, and it's just tongue twister after tongue twister, and I have no idea what I'm saying. So it's really hard to sell a product as hard as you can with such confidence and positivity when you have absolutely no clue what you're saying.
No idea.
So it would be that. It would be those radio commercials. Yeah.
I never really like voice actors like you actually radio commercials as well.
Oh yeah, we do everything. Yeah.
Cool.
So I've done stuff for like law firms. I did some for Much Music, which is a Canadian equivalent of MTV, and for Mountain Dew.
Canadian, I know that stuff.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, like Mountain Dew and Matador beef jerky, stuff like that.
And now you make me hungry for jerky. Jeez.
And it sounds like I'm plugging things right now, so that sounds good.
Plugs.
I know.
Question question is 1 second. Where? Give me 1 second. This one's from Myriad 2580. I hope I said your name right. For Dusty, when you first discovered the magic of friendship, did you face any hardships like many other bronies have?
Not really. Probably because of the way I look. You know, because of the way I hold myself. It's like, I like what I like, and I don't give a what you think about it. I really don't, okay? So, if somebody gives me heck on YouTube, ban, delete, ban, delete, ban, delete, ban, delete, don't really care, unless you say something funny, and then I'll mock you, because you're an idiot. And that's just it, okay? I don't really care what a lot of people think about what I do and what is going on, because I'm having fun doing it. You know, you can waste your life hating me, or hating what I do, or hating on a TV show that has nothing to do with your life, okay? So if you are so, lost that you comb YouTube looking for videos just to make angry comments on, I pity you. I pity you that you would waste your life doing that instead of being out doing what you love to do. Okay? So, sure, come to my videos. Come to my face and tell me that I'm, a man-child and not supposed to be doing this because I'm 44 years old. I couldn't give a flying... I really don't. Okay? And you shouldn't either. Because as long as you're not hurting anybody or breaking any laws, do what you want to do that makes you happy. Okay? Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Next.
Well said, yes. This one, I have to bring up his name again. James
Justice! The man with the power to manipulate cornflakes. It's true.
That power
It's true.
Makes me hungry. I have to breathe. I have to get ready to do that scream because it's from James Justice, question for Vince. Is playing the snobby type character?
I couldn't hear that.
Couldn't hear it.
I'm playing the snobby type character.
What about playing a snobby character?
Is it fun?
Is it fun?
Is it fun?
Yeah.
Playing a snobby character. Yeah, it's super fun. Because I don't think I'm a snobby person in real life. So it's sort of like I get to explore a part of me that is not really there all the time. So, yeah, it's super fun. You should try it sometime on your friends.
Yes.
No, don't do that. That's rude. No, it's super fun.
Yes, quite.
Yes.
Very calm.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can't do no. Question. Oh. Out today. I don't know why. Here we go. This is from Burn May. A question for Vince. I called you Vince. How many foreign accents do you know? People might take that the wrong way, though.
What was the question?
Question is, how many foreign accents do you know?
How many foreign accents do I know? Well, let me tell you now. Okay, it starts off with 3. I know 3 of them really well. I know this one, and then this one. See, there's so many differences in there, you can't even tell it apart. No, I have no idea, man. How many different accents I can do? I could probably do them all really badly. But I think I got the Chinese one down pat.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's the difference between a Chinese and a Japanese?
Japanese a bit more like shorter and a bit more cut off and very more much more serene, I think. Very like this. But the Chinese, that is a Cantonese accent from Hong Kong. People talk like this because, you know, they were almost sound like a British accent because they were ruled under the British rule for a very long time.
Very long time.
So they have some similarities to the British accent.
Awesome.
There you are.
And the more you know, G.I. Joe. Awesome.
Yeah. Knowing's half the battle.
No one's half the battle. Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
Next.
This one is from, where's that name again? Genera. A question to Vince is, have you ever attended any conventions in the past? And if so, any fun stories you can share?
Any conventions I've been to in the past?
Yeah.
I've been to only one convention here in Vancouver, which is called Anime Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me to come because of my work on Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was really fun. Everyone's super nice, and people are so respectful and nice. This one guy was like, Mr. Tong, can you please sign my book? I'm like, oh my gosh, call me Vincent or Vince, or don't call me Mr. Tong. It's okay. So, but everyone was really, really cool. And I just love meeting people that are such huge fans of the show. And I find it very flattering that people actually want to talk to me. So it's great. I love it. I love it so much.
If we can't get you to any other convention, you'll have to come down for Everfree Northwest because it's in Seattle, which is just a short drive. I mean, have Lee Tokar stuff you in the trunk of his car because he drove down last year.
That sounds very scary, but sort of enticing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's coming up in the spring. So
okay,
keep that open. I'll send you some info after the show.
I might not be going to that one.
Oh, Screwy, what are you doing, man?
It's so close, Screwy. You got to go to that one.
Wait, which one was it again?
Everfree.
Northwest?
Yes.
Northwest.
It's so close to Alberta, you got to go.
That's the one that's so damn close to BronyCon, though.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just struggling between us.
They're like a month apart.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
was like only a couple of weeks.
Or something like that. I had to double check. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm getting my
That's my
agent
work.
on it. I'm telling my agent to push
Yeah,
hard.
get
for
your
me.
agent on Everfree Northwest at least because it's so close.
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
Billy.
I'll let him know. Yeah. I will let him know all the information that you've given
The
me.
information, yes.
Maybe even try to push for Las Pegasus in February.
Yeah, that's really soon, eh?
Yeah, that one's coming up real soon. So that one's only about 3 weeks away.
Oh.
Con Maine would find a way.
What's that?
Con Maine would find a way. He'd just call up M and say, "Hey M, I need some tickets."
Get me
So
in.
this one is from Sketchbook. Question for Vincent. This is interesting. What do you want the most from the Brony fandom?
Say that again?
What do you want the most from Brony fandom?
What do I want the most from Brony fandom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the question.
What do I want the most?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he means. I'm not sure exactly what he means. Is a
think
a physical thing, a drawing, a carving,
What do you
what?
really want from the fandom? I should have through this a little better.
I don't know if I ever wanted anything of anyone in the Brony fandom. I honestly would just love to go to one of these conventions to meet you guys because I think you guys are such, I guess, messengers of positivity in the world, and that's exactly what we need. And you guys are very, very loyal to your peeps, and it seems like everyone supports everybody else, and I am a huge advocate of that. So I would just want to meet you guys. That's what I would want to do.
From this discussion, I want to meet you.
Oh,
I want
yes.
to go up to Whistler and like chuck you off a mountain.
Woo!
Like,
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'll join you.
I gotta get my
skiing all
passport
my life. We gotta go skiing, snowboarding, whatever the heck you guys do.
Yes.
Nice. Let's do it.
Yes. It's a date.
We should get me, you, and Andrew on the bikes in the summer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just got a new one.
He just got his Ducati. Yes.
Ducati.
His Ducati. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go screw it.
Yeah. Ooh, here's one. This one's from D-Pad D-Pad Pony.
Mhm.
A question to Vince. What video game character would you like to voice?
Ooh, good question.
What video game character would I like to voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're into games.
I think if they made an actual Ninjago video game, I'd like to voice that, but I don't think they ever talk in the Lego video games.
No. Well, yeah, usually grunty.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I don't play video games that much. I'm a huge Halo fan, and I love Halo.
There you
And
go. You can
those-
be Master Chief.
Yeah, I could be Master Chief. No, but Master Chief is really cool. I would maybe like to be an alien or something. One of those little guys.
Oh yes, the grunts. That'd be.
One of those dudes. I don't know. I think video games are really cool because they're becoming more like cinematic features. You know, with the little the clips that are intertwined. And what's that new God of War one that's
God of
coming out?
War. Yep.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Yeah,
Just the
I
graphics.
played. Vincent, I played a lot of Ratchet and Clank. when it
Oh
came
yeah.
out, right? And I'm hearing you're like that close to being Ratchet. I mean,
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Ratchet had this, surfer dude kind of thing going on, and he sort of had this, high voice thing going on. And you're like, just real close to Ratchet.
All right.
Yeah, that's
I'll
it.
look him up.
Damn
I'll
close.
look him up and see how he talks. And
Yeah.
maybe I'll get a job one day.
Yeah. Because they're still making Ratchet and Clanks, that's for sure.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry?
I'm just thinking. I've never tried Ratchet and Clank. I'm not sure what that was like.
Yeah, I'm like, Mario Kart, old school.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's what I
Gotta
like.
go.
Dude,
back
I'm
to
Atari
360.
2600 old school.
Oh, Atari.
What's that?
What's that? Dude, I used to play video games on Vic 20's tape machines.
I don't know.
My game was on a cassette tape.
I don't know what those are.
What's a cassette?
It's a cassette.
What's that? What's a CD? Shut up.
iPods now. Oh, this generation, it's gonna turn into that. Sorry. Ooh, wait, was this one asked? No. Okay, was okay. I was over. This is for Infinity Pony. Question for Vincent: what was the most difficult voice for you to do? I don't know if that's that one.
The most difficult voice?
Yeah.
I think it was the Mandarin in Iron Man, because when I'm voicing Gene Khan, it's fine. It's just like my voice just kind of laid back, and then he puts on the Rings of Power, and then my voice all of a sudden had to go down here, and so it's a bit of a stretch from my normal speaking voice.
Yeah.
But to be menacing and to have the gravel and then start to fight in this voice, it was very, very straining. So that would be one of the hardest voices I've had to do. Even though it sounds very manipulated because he has like the whole suit of armor on.
Right.
It was like the screaming and the battle. Like, when you're doing fights, when you read the script and you're going, okay, there's 3 different fights in here, and the last fight is epic, and you're blasting this. Iron Man shoots you here, this thing falls out. I'm like, oh my gosh, my throat's gonna be thrashed. So, but yeah, I think that would be the most difficult one, but very, very fun to say the least.
Nice. I have to ask, have you ever seen anything that the BRONY fandom has to offer, like music, videos, art, that sort of thing? Have you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
checked that before?
I was doing my whole research on Bronies beforehand because I was like, because I've known of the Bronies, but I've never talked to one, so I was really excited for this interview.
Oh, awesome.
And I really wanted to do my research and check everything out. And I've seen tons of stuff online, and the music is really fun, and there's so much fan art.
Yeah.
And some of it's amazing. Like, you guys should be doing this for a living if you guys aren't already doing it.
There's some guys out there that should be working on the show.
Yeah,
Or working on a show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or creating
Or
your
creating
own
a
show.
show.
Going like,
That's-
look at me, I'm amazing.
Yes. Fan built.
So yeah, I think, and just like the camaraderie that I find that everyone has, you know, in support of this show and support of each other. I think that's what's really cool about it. And the very first video that I watched about the Bronies it was a reaction video that I think DustyKatt, you're on.
Yeah, I was in that.
Reaction video, watching.
The reaction to the teens react. Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? I was really curious. And then seeing your guys' reactions is so funny. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. And I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yep, we were doing that. There's a couple of them I should send you. Picture Perfect Pony, which is Manda Pony's song, which was animated by a gentleman who does the Cutie Art Crusaders Tumblr. It's perfect. It looks like DHX did it. It's so good. So that look up Picture Perfect Pony. Some other stuff that's out there is just a lot of Living Tombstones music, the Discord song, just tons and tons and tons of stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I wish we had the channel up here. That way I can actually see the stuff and see what the cartoon is.
I thought that iTunes Canada was going to start flowing it, because I have it on iTunes. So
nice.
Yeah, so we just basically it comes up on iTunes and we just play it.
I'm hoping, because honestly, I really have to download all of that illegal in order to watch it. I said it, come get me calls. No, seriously, I can't easily, but that's not all the episodes. So I have torrent every single one of them. Yeah. So as soon as it comes to iTunes, I am buying them, because I like to support the show. So
absolutely,
support the show.
We all do.
Yep.
Yeah. So this.
Yeah. So is there? Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
You go right ahead, man.
So there's bronies.
Yes.
Are there? And so do the female?
The females are called bronies.
Are they called bronies as well?
Yep. But yeah, some like to be called Pegasisters.
That's hot. I like that.
Pegasisters. Pegasisters.
Is it spelled with sisters?
No, it's sister. It's sisters. But,
okay.
But when that term actually came out, the girls that weren't Pegasus took it as offense. It's like, well, we're not Pegasus. We're Earth ponies or we're unicorns. It's like, we're bronies. Right. And it's true. They're all bronies. And some like to be called Pegasisters, but everybody's a brony.
Cool. Nice. I love it. I can't wait to do my first bro huff with someone.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that moment.
Mm-hmm. You should have seen Andrew Francis. Oh my goodness. Andrew Francis came to Everfree Northwest. It was his first convention, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in the bar, and all of a sudden I see him run. I say, whoa, Andrew, where are you going? He's got this scarf around his neck that somebody had made for him, which was with his cutie mark on it, and he's running around going, "I'm getting presents." Yeah. I'm going. New brony. Yep.
That's awesome. New brony.
Yep. He's running. He was all over the place. It was awesome.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It's funny when you because when I saw him, I'm like, I was looking at him like, who is this man? He's insane. And it's oh man. Oh my God, it's shining over. I run up and I just give him a handshake. Not a bro, just a good old handshake. I'm like, hi, I'm Screwball. And then he just has a pretty weird name. Times.
You got some more Screwy?
This one is from Hickory. Question. The question is, who is best pony?
Who's the best pony?
Who is best pony?
Who is best pony?
Yes.
Now, is this a trick question?
No. This is not a trick question. This is to you. Pony? To you. You've seen the show.
Yes.
You've worked on the show.
Yes.
Who in your mind is best pony?
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I'm so scared to answer this.
No. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, because everybody has an opinion. Trust me, everybody has an opinion.
Everyone has an opinion. No matter what you do, there will be no opinion, so go for it.
Everybody has
everybody
an opinion. Yes.
Wow, you guys have put me on the spot. Best pony. tough. If I had to choose, I think Applejack.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Applejack.
I gotta be loyal to my Ashley Ball and my Applejack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just made my roommate very happy.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he's an Applejack fan himself. So.
Cool.
Yeah. So, I like Applejack myself, but I'm cheerily all the way.
I'm floating for the win.
For the win.
Yes. Let's go. Screwy, only a few more.
Yep. This one is all. I have to bring this one up too, since you've seen like all sorts of stuff. Do you have any favorite artists or favorite Brony musician or anyone out there that you like that you've heard about?
Whoa, that was so choppy.
Try it again, Screwy.
Oh, cakes. Favorite Brony artist out there, music, art.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm so new to the whole Brony fandom that I can't even say. I think I'm gonna have to get more well versed before I can choose, because I really don't know. Even if I saw an amazing picture, I wouldn't know who it's done by. So, I can't. I don't think I can answer that. Sorry.
Start slumming Equestria Daily.
All right.
And then you'll see a lot of good stuff. So.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds very good.
Yes.
I would check that site out momentarily.
Sorry. Oh, here it is.
You're so Canadian. Stop apologizing, Screwball.
Oh, everyone says that, and it's true. I really do see it all the time.
Yeah, and you know, in the voice world, we have to constantly correct ourselves and not say sorry, but we have to say sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. We're Americans.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Oh no! I'll never be able to. I'll never be able to do this ever again.
Not with that attitude.
Love and tolerate. Question all.
Yes.
Was Vincent the dancer? What kind of dance moves can each of you do?
You guys saw my dance moves. I made a video of my dance moves. Okay. I'm gonna have to send you that link there, Vince.
Okay, yes.
Because I did my subscriber special.
Oh yeah.
And I threw out some dance moves in the subscriber special.
Wicked.
Yeah. I got up with a new one because I'm about to bounce 10,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Nice.
And it's like, what am I gonna do now? Oh my. What would I have? What do I have in mind? Wouldn't you like to know?
The power.
Yes.
My dance moves would be the pelvic thrust is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Could do a pretty good Cabbage Patch Kid. No. I did a Gangnam Style gig the other day. Actually.
Oh really?
Yeah. My friend, he does this. He has a kind of like an events planning kind of thing, and Capcom was having a party, and he asked me if I wanted to do Gangnam Style. I'm like, yeah, I do. That's an awesome song, and that's an awesome dance. So I did whoop 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 Gangnam Style.
There you go.
Yeah, so I did Gangnam Style, and yeah, man, I have some old videos on YouTube of me doing dance / flips and stuff like that, because I do some gymnastic stuff and martial arts stuff. So you can check that out if you guys want.
Cool. You get me the link, and we'll put it on the We'll put it on the links in the replay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I will do that for you.
Yeah. One more, Screwy. Make it good.
Make it a very good question, Screwy.
Hey, you get away from my Slurpee machine.
This is what I have to put in though. You're going to be receiving a present for you. The question is, would you like a wood carving of Prince Blue Blood from your name?
Oh my gosh.
Say yes.
Yes.
1,000
times yes. My gosh, that's such an honor. Thank you.
He makes amazing wood carvings. Dusty got one, I got one. They're amazing.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be so cool.
He does one for all our guests, and he does one for most of the people on the show. In fact, some got two.
Wow.
So,
oh my gosh.
yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you.
So we'll get your contact info to him so he can get it to you. He'll probably bring it to a convention.
Okay.
Because he was at Everfree Northwest last year. I'm not sure if you're going, Spike, but get to me and we'll get you Vince's information on how to get it to him. All right. Cool. So with that, we are up against the end of the show. So we know what that means. It means it's time for me to read off all the wonderful entertainment that you out there can check out here on Everfree Network all week long. And we start off tomorrow with Masterpiece Theater. Tomorrow is the chilling conclusion of Caerdwin's story Shower of Stars, narrated by myself and written by Caerdwin, with all kinds of wonderful people doing the narration. I'm doing the narration. We're doing an audiobook. Come and listen to Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. You're going to love it. And that's going off tomorrow, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Cutie Art Crusaders, the CAC find and discuss the best fan art bronies have to offer, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Equestria Inquirer, the EQI guys, Joe Stevens, Tech Rat, Masan Elcat, and LTT.
Look.
Do comedy straight from the desk in Ponyville. That's Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Into the Spotlight with Osaka Jack. Osaka interviews those bronies in the fandom who are awesome, but don't quite get the spotlight that they deserve. And that's Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Sketchy Sounds, Sketchy, when he doesn't have a cold, will be playing a 2-hour live acoustic music set for you Thursdays, 11 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Then, those gentlemen of Brony Breakdown, Saber Spark and Paleo, will discuss everything that's going on in Brony fandom for the week, and that is 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays. Lunar Republic Takeover. Nightmare Moon herself takes over the radio side of this very program for an all-request show, and that is Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Then we get to Michelle Krieber's show, Saturday Night Songs, where she will join you and talk in Apple Bloom's voice to make you all go squeak. And that is Saturdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. One Tricks Mixology, which is the electro, trance, and house music show spun for you by DJ One Trick. And that is Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Pegasisters Live, which is sort of like this show, sort of like Saber Spark show, but from the female Pegasister point of view. And that would be on Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern at 7 p.m. Pacific. And the new show, Blue Screen Bronies, is also on Sunday, where they discuss all kinds of gaming awesome. So, wonderful list of shows that you can check out right here on Everfree.
I gotta cut in right here.
Do it.
Just as a reminder to everyone that Brony Breakdown is currently on a temporary hiatus.
What?
So
what?
Yeah, just for those who think popping up. Yeah.
Temporary he needs to talk to me. He doesn't talk to me anymore. I need to take Saber Spark aside and say, what? Well, they do have their documentary they need to finish. So
yeah,
that's probably what's going on. Is they're trying to get their documentary done. Speaking of the documentary, how many people out there have watched the new documentary on Bronies?
You're gonna kill me. I haven't either.
Yeah. It's a $12 download to watch that beautiful picture with moi in it for a few seconds. But
Nice.
Yes, it was a wonderful movie, very well done, and it really is worth your time to go check that out. So make sure you go check out Brony's documentary and give that a download, because I think you're going to really enjoy it. Okay, and going into next week, next week's guest will be Chris Savino. Chris wrote two of our favorite episodes, which is Stairmaster with Butcher and Boastbusters, which is the original Trixie episode. So Chris will be here to discuss those, on top of everything that he's done in the industry, from Bigfoot and Gray, which is what he's doing right now, all the way back to working for Spumco on Ren and Stimpy. So if you know that show, we got plenty to talk about. So don't miss that. And I want to thank Mr. Vincent Tong for taking time out of his busy schedule
Oh, thank you guys.
and coming and joining us tonight.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, and
It's
Screwball.
been awesome.
Thank you, Screwball, for keeping the crazies in check. And all you crazies for coming and watching this show week after week. So we will be, again, back with Chris Savino next week. And I'm going to, you know what? Of course, I screwed it up again. I didn't cue up the ending. That's how you normally do, because I'm an idiot. Where is it now? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. I got it. I'm the professional around here. Remember that. Again, thanks, Vince, for coming by.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. And
Thank you.
We are out. Remember to come back next week, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Rubbing off on me. How y'all doing? We're having a wonderful time out here because we have a wonderful entertainer with us tonight. He does a little bit of everything, so we got plenty to talk about. And that would be Mr. Vincent Tong. Vincent!
What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Dusty. How are you?
Yes. How's Vancouver today?
It's typical Vancouver weather.
Oh,
If you
really?
can guess what that is.
Rainy and cold?
Yeah. We don't really know what the sun is at this point, but I'm sure it exists somewhere.
Well, it is Canadian winter.
Exactly.
It is. Whistler's not too far from you guys, right? Going a little snowboard.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours.
2.5
or 2
hours. You
depending on how
snowboard?
fast you drive.
You snowboard?
Yeah, I snowboard. Yeah,
Ooh, dude.
I do.
We'll have to
It's
go
fun.
snowboarding together, man. That's my gig.
Yeah, you do it too.
Oh yeah, man.
Nice.
Watch
Where do you
this.
go?
I go to Sierra Tahoe, and I go to
Okay.
Bear Valley Mountain. So I got to get out. Got to get out this year because it's been a little busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm itching to go. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta take advantage of it.
Oh, I know, man. It's like 2 years ago was the last time I went, and I'm like itching. And we had this huge, massive snow on the West Coast. And it was like
Take advantage.
driving. It was going over Highway 4, and like the snow was like 3 times the height of my car.
Wow.
They like plowed like a car width tunnel through the
Amazing.
snow, and it was like, I hope this doesn't fall.
Yeah.
While going up to get my ski in, that was all kinds of fun. Oh, let me get your headshot up here so everybody knows the beautiful looks of what you look like.
Oh.
Yes.
What is this? What is that?
What is that?
You're watching Everfree Radio.
How you doing, everybody out there? This is your pal Dusty from the West Coast, here in San Jose, California, having me a cider after I went to the gym today. Had a good workout. My boy Jack's played.
This is really scary that you know all this stuff.
Voltron Force.
Yes.
Played Daniel in Voltron Force. Now, I am a huge Ghost in the Shell fan. Huge Ghost in the Shell fan. So you played many different characters on Ghost in the Shell SAC second gig from the research that I did. Yeah, so we'll talk a bit about that. And then you worked with our great friends Lee Tokar and Andrew Francis on this one show, which I didn't even believe was actually made, called Sushi Pack.
Oh yeah.
The crime fighting sushi.
Sushi. That was my very first cartoon, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, my very first
Tell me a
cartoon.
bit about this show, because I'm going, how does that work?
Well, it's a show. Oh man, it's so long ago now, but
What?
they're sushi. They're pieces of sushi, and they fight bad sushi, I guess. And I was a bad sushi.
Sort of like Fish Police, way back in the day. There was a comic book called Fish Police that I used to call.
Oh,
It was
okay.
kind of neat.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, exactly like it. Not really, but
Not at all like that. But
Not at
yeah,
all
it
like
was
that.
it was a fun show, and it was my very first show. And working with such great talent such as Andrew and Sam Vincent was on
Sam
there.
Vincent
I don't know
was
if you know
there.
him, and Tara Strong actually.
She was on that
as
show.
well.
Yeah, she wasn't on the list on the IMDb.
Oh really? Yeah.
for some reason.
It was my very first cartoon, and I was like, oh, Tara Strong. I'm like, I don't know anybody, so I don't really know. But she was in L.A. And she's Canadian,
Right.
But she works in LA all the
Yes,
time.
she
But
does.
she actually came up for a few records, which was really cool to see her and work with her.
which is amazing. I'll get into one of my other questions later.
Sure.
So that's your headshot, man.
Headshots up there
Yeah, your headshot's up there with the scraggly beard and
with a scraggly
the
beard.
scraggly beard.
I know. I have nothing on your mustache.
Oh no! I'm sure. I'm sure if you get the right part, we would see Chinese Kung Fu Master out of you.
You know what, man? That's like the most facial hair I've ever had in my whole life, right there. I tried so hard. Every night, I would like go, and little hairs would pop out, but that's all I got.
Yeah. So we're gonna get back. We're gonna give a little list of what Mr. Vincent Tong has done in his career, going way back.
Way back.
You started out as a dancer, of all things.
Well, sort of like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. I sort of like landed into this kind of dance world
Mm-hmm.
because it was my sister did Chinese folk dancing.
Oh, okay.
We were like, I have a twin sister.
Nice. I'm a
So,
twin myself.
Yeah, and she was dancing. When we were like grade 6 and grade 7, and she bet me. She's like, "You would never do something like that." I'm like, "Sure, I would. I would totally do it." She's like, "I bet you $1 you won't do it." I'm like, "Fine." So I got $1,
Uh-huh.
and I went into Chinese dance,
Nice.
and I did it for a year, and then people found out. And at that age, you get teased a lot, and you actually care about what people think.
Right.
So I sort of quit it after a year of it, which was very unfortunate.
Yeah, because you got some jobs out of that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So
dancer
and
in
then
2
later
different
on
movies.
in life, I sort of picked it back up and then sort of made a little bit of a career out of it. So
Yeah,
Nice.
and then from there you started going into a little bit of live action. So you've been in a bunch of live action shows. Some that our wonderful audience might actually know. Caprica, the Battlestar Galactica spinoff. You were in an episode of that.
yes, yeah, I
And-
just did one episode of that. Yeah.
And then Fringe, which was an awesome show.
Mhm.
One episode of that. And then Flashpoint, which was a Canadian crime drama, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Canadian crime drama. So a lot of live action before you actually went into voice, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did a lot of theater, musical theater, actually.
Okay.
I mean, that stuff you probably can't find on the internet.
No, I can't find that on the internet. But
I did a lot of musical theater, and I still do some.
I did see
And,
this really great picture of you and 4 other guys with the jazz hands out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know
That could be a plethora of shows.
that could be a plethora of shows. It's
They'll
like,
do jazz hands and shows.
yeah. And then we went into a lot of different voiceover work, from Kid vs. Cat,
Yeah.
which is a wonderful show. Screwball's a big fan of that show. Lego Ninjago, is that what it's called? Ninjago?
Yeah, Ninjago. Yeah.
Ninjago, you play Kai. Was that a bad guy?
No, he's like the good guy. He's
Oh, is
like
he?
when the first season it was mainly about Kai and finding himself,
Mhm.
and then he finds out that he needs to find his sister, gets captured,
Right.
and then three other ninjas come in, and then they become this group. They form this group, and they battle evil.
Speaking of battling evil, we're coming to one later on. We're going to talk about battling evil. I got one for it. Then you go into Death Note. Wow. That's an awesome show that is.
Oh my gosh, such a fun show.
Yeah, that's a fun show. And then you worked on Iron Man Armored Adventures. You were Gene Khan and the Mandarin.
Yes.